Hello there, and welcome to the Stay Off My Lawn podcast, where we'll have a little fun, lots of laughs, and discussions on the common sense that needs to be applied to a lot of today's world news issues. And now, the disclaimer. Stay Off My Lawn is not intended as legal, medical, or financial advice. Void where prohibited. No purchase necessary to win. Open to legal U.S. residents 18 or older in the contiguous 48 states. Any resemblance to anyone living or deceased is purely coincidental. Actual price may vary. Only use as directed. Not a member of FDIC. And now, here are your hosts, Mike and Richard.
Any resemblance to anyone living or deceased is purely coincidental.
I don't resemble anyone that's living or deceased. So,
oh, goodness. Welcome to this week's episode of Stay Off My Lawn. It is June 23rd, 2026, and this is episode 168.
Oh, we're moving up.
95 countries.
Oh, yeah. How many? What was that? Dun, 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 dun. I would play it, but I don't have it up.
Oh, that's right. Let me see if I got that.
I do have the fanfare music. Just a minute. I wasn't
There
prepared.
it is.
What is wrong with me?
95 countries.
We did all that for 95 countries.
Yeah. We should have just done. That would be better.
Same difference.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Or it could have been. It could have been any of these things could have worked, but
we're so professional.
yes, we take things way too seriously here. So if you're not prepared for a serious discussion, then you need to look somewhere else.
This is why we are called informatively funny.
Yes.
Well,
Funny.
we find it humorous. If you don't, then just
Funny looking.
stay off my lawn.
Yeah, I mean, I've been called funny looking very much. I'm good with that. My granddaughter.
When somebody says you're funny, I'm going funny how? Funny ha ha or funny peculiar? Because there is a difference.
Funny queer.
No.
Pride Month, and we had to throw that in. Oh my goodness! Did you see yesterday? British Prime Minister Keir Starmer called it quits.
I just can't it.
I'm taking my tea and crumpets and going home, and so yeah, he's done. What a girly man! Oh my goodness gracious!
He's only the seventh one in 10 years.
Yes, yeah, they've had a run of bad ones. They really have. Even the conservative ones that have just been, that little the conservative lady that runs their conservative party over there. She's a firecracker. I'd like to see her or Nigel Farage. And there's another guy that just came out too that started his own party. Him and Nigel had a falling out, and so he started his own party. But the conservative side is growing over there. I think when they finally had this election, I don't know when that will be. They're going to put Labor's going to put somebody else in there. So
yeah, they're going to put someone in who, out of the 60 million available voters in Great Britain, he's got maybe between 6,000 and 7,000 votes. I don't remember the exact number, but that's about it for this little tiny district that he's representing. And now they're going to make him prime minister. Oh, really?
Well, he was mayor of Manchester for the last 9 years. He just got voted in as MP last Friday, I think it was. But anyway, here's Keir Starmer's tearful goodbye address.
Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first. That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party. I have spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision. I will ask the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party to set out a timetable with nominations opening on the 9th of July and completed by the summer recess. In the case of a contest, this will ensure a new leader is in place before Parliament returns in September. I will remain in post as Prime Minister until the contest is complete, and I will do everything I can to ensure an orderly handover of power. I will also give my successor my full and unequivocal support, knowing that they will inherit a Britain that is far stronger and fairer than the one I inherited 2 years ago, better prepared for the challenges ahead, and better able to ensure the Labour Party secures a second term in office.
He's done such a good job in 2 years that he's got to resign in
He's,
shame.
he's leaving and blaming the previous administration.
Good.
Where did he learn to do that at? I'll tell you what, my eyes were rolling so hard, I thought they were going to fall out of my head.
I was hoping there was some Kamala juice in here because I was like, that's really tough to listen to. And we are stronger and you know, you and I both love, we've got people we love in the UK. And I hate it for them because they are just, they're not very optimistic. Let's put it that way. I've talked to a few of my friends over there and man, it was like yesterday and this new guy that's coming up. I mean, I don't know. Like you said, 7 prime ministers in 10 years.
The cat has been there longer than they have. They have an in-resident cat and he's been there for 6 of them. Jeez.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. And you know, they have spent their economy's in the tank. It really is. They've spent in 2023, I think it was 2023, they spent, let me see, 333 billion pounds on the welfare system alone. And they only took in $329 billion in tax revenue.
Let's see, carry the 1 divided by, that doesn't leave a lot of minus the, ooh,
and look,
this is not good.
We can't throw stones. America, I mean, we do nothing but borrow and spend money left and right.
Yeah, we're only 39 trillion in debt.
That's all. That's all. And really, we've gained 30 trillion of that just in the last 16 years. So I mean, or 26 years. So yeah, I mean, England and Wales right now, and this is all since 2020 or so, it report almost 200 rapes a day. I know you're not supposed to say rape, but these are rapes.
Rapes?
We need to, yes. This is serious stuff. I mean, if I was a woman, my wife in the UK or whatever, if I was a woman in the UK, I'd be afraid to leave the house if I was in a big city, for sure.
I saw a stat on that. Maybe it was just this morning, but it was, you had Great Britain is up something like 8-fold in that category.
Yeah.
France, the same thing. It's between 8 and 10-fold there. And there was one other country that was the same thing. And then you get to Poland and they've gone down. It's only like 1,000 for the whole entire nation.
Poland and Hungary are probably the only 2 countries that you know, have not bought into this whole let everybody come in and it's a swinging door. You can do whatever you want. They also arrest
Germany. That's who the other one was.
Germany. Oh yeah. You know, and I think there's some signs of life in some of the EU, and we'll get to that later. But maybe they're starting to wake up a little bit. This whole leftist socialist ideology, it doesn't work here. It doesn't work. It's never worked anywhere.
No.
So.
No, it's just, well, the biggest reason they're getting in debt is one, all the green energy, and it doesn't work. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
A lot of money on that too.
Oh, it's horrible. It just doesn't work. They've got lots of oil in the North Shore. They need to get those wells pumping again.
Yeah, because they shut that down just the last few years.
I know, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And then you have all of the influx of people coming in and they just sit on their butt and collect welfare. It's like, which they're doing over here, and we're cutting it off, and they're going, but.
Well, you know, and there's a good example of this, and we'll get to that later too. Javier Milei down in Argentina, he cut a lot of that welfare system out because it was draining their economy. Yeah. And, you know, they're going, he's going to starve children. Anyway, we'll get to that in a little bit.
And you steal things from, which is what you're doing, is those that are working hard, you steal money from them to give to those who want to sit on their butt and not do anything. And that's getting a little old. You start decreasing people's incentive to do better, and especially in some of these blue states where they tax the living bejeebies out of you, that companies are leaving in droves. It's finally, it's going to cost us less to leave and set up shop somewhere else than to stay here and pay these ridiculous taxes.
It's like that mayor of Seattle. Well, if you want to go, bye. Oh
And
yeah,
then,
well,
and then
bye.
she goes, but I really, if I was just, why
I
is
wasn't,
everybody leaving?
I wasn't thinking about all the taxes you paid. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's idiotic stuff like that. Plus, in the UK, I saw this stat too that there had been over 12,000 arrests in 2023 alone. And guess for what?
Yep.
What people say online.
Yeah.
Misinformation, criticizing the government. 12,000 people have been arrested in 2023 alone.
Yep.
In 2025, I saw this too, 240, like you were talking about the exodus in the Pacific Northwest in California, 2025 alone, 246,000 British nationals left the UK for a variety of reasons. Could be the taxes, could be the crime rate is through the roof in a lot of the big cities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't blame them. And I talked to Charmaine yesterday. She goes, "I want to come live with you." I said, "You got to live with the granddaughters when they're here." I mean, that she goes, "I'll be their nanny." So yeah, I mean, that would be cool. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's they see the writing on the wall too,
Yep.
unfortunately. And I'm afraid, and you and I talked about this off the air. I'm afraid when Trump leaves office, that because of this whole Iranian debacle, and I still am not 100% convinced that we needed to go where we went. I like the outcome. I like that it happened. But politically, this could be suicide for the Republican Party. I'm just saying, I think midterms are always bad, especially for the second term of a sitting president. Midterms are always bad for the dominating party or the same
Yeah, but
party as that
the other
president.
side has nothing to offer.
I
But they will
really,
still vote on feelings. We just don't like it. Vote over here. What do you mean I got to pay more? What?
yeah, but Trump hurts their feelings. That did really, anyway. And get this, before Brexit, which happened in 2020, 58% of the migrants came from other parts of the EU. In 2024, 90% of the immigrants in the UK came from somewhere else. And total immigration has doubled in the last 5 years.
Yeah, and that's not a big
Oh,
country. You can't handle that many.
no.
It's
What?
just causing problems like it is here.
And a lot of those people are on welfare, just like we see in Minnesota. It's the same kind of thing. These people come over. It's not like they're contributing to society. They're subtracting from society.
And have been on welfare for
Yeah.
10 years.
I
I'm
saw Brandon
sorry.
Gill talk about that.
No, that's enough of that stuff. And by the way, Waltz yesterday, just speaking of Minnesota, just said, no, the federal government, you need to pay us for this mess you've caused. Excuse me, what? I went, okay, I know he's not the brightest bulb in the shed, but he doesn't even have the wires to complete a circuit. Gee,
I,
manis.
I know it. I know it. That poor guy. He can't get out of his own way. But I
Wow.
did see something yesterday, and I don't know how true it is, but I saw that a federal judge threw out the investigation or something into him. So I don't know if that's true or not.
I haven't seen that one.
I was going to ask you if you had heard about that, but anyway, this new guy that's coming up, his name is Andy Burnham, and he's held I'm sorry, for Prime Minister of the UK.
Yeah.
But he's held a variety of offices. He was most recently the mayor of Manchester for the last 9 years. Just got elected MP of another area. I think it was just this past Friday. But in 2010, he emphasized his philosophy of aspirational socialism. I don't know what that means, and I can't find a good explanation of what that means. But he is self-described as a redistributive, collectivist, internationalist. Redistributive. I mean, what is that? Redistributive.
Sure, easy
Anyway,
for you to say.
the word I can't even say. I've never said that word before, and I still haven't said that word. So yeah, he's very strong opponent of nationalism. So apparently you're not going to be able to fly your flag, just like you can't under Keir Starmer. He described nationalism as an ugly brand of politics.
That is one of the things folks coming over for the which we'll talk about later for the cup, but they're just saying flags are everywhere. They're just totally befuddled at how how they're all over the place.
Because of our unique start, and we'd start putting together our special for the July 4th, our Independence Day special, the Declaration of Independence. Our reading is done. We're going to bookend it by different things and talking about some of the there were 56 signers, and some of them died in very impoverished
It was
way.
not all peaches and cream, I can tell you that, for them or their families.
Right, right, and a lot of them were very educated. Well, all of them were very well educated, and most of them were doing well. I mean, financially, and a lot of them died in rough ways. So anyway, we'll have that for you on the 4th. But yeah, I think because of our beginnings and the way we broke off from the British Crown and the whole thing, I think that it instilled a sense of patriotism in our history and people that came before us, our grandfathers and everything, and just being an American just meant something. It's so much more than it is today, and most of us still fly our American flags out front, and there's still a lot of us that are proud to be Americans. But I guess you don't see that in other countries. You just don't.
An example of you don't see it in the state of Washington either. You're going up the I-5 corridor, which is on the western edge of Washington, and nothing. And we were over there for a memorial, and I'd never been through the middle of Washington. And I said, well, this road winds around. It goes by a lake up high. What? Didn't know they were having road construction all along that section. But we didn't have anything to do anyway. We had not seen it. And as soon as we got off the freeway and started going east, oh my Lord, almost every house had an American flag out, a Trump flag out. It was like, what in the... It was not like the rest of it. It was immediately a change.
I think if you look at the voting maps and Oregon, Washington, and California, it's all along the coasts where all the blue areas are.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I've heard that for years, and you've reiterated it with me several times that the eastern part of Washington and Oregon is very, very conservative and normal, everyday, good, salt of the earth folks that live out there.
Farmers and stuff, and you go in one of those small communities and everybody's friendly. You can go into a cafe and they don't know you from Shinola, and they'll treat you like you're, a long lost buddy. And it's just, it's like being down south kind of, because it's in that kind of rural atmosphere. And so anyway.
And that's one thing I love about living in the South, because people are very friendly. And it was Clay Travis was talking about this, and maybe I mentioned this last week, I don't remember. But they were talking about how they were surprised that in the South that people were just so welcoming. There was somebody on The View, it said they were surprised that somebody in the South was welcoming to someone from Germany visiting. And it's like, why would we be? Obviously, tell me you don't know anything about the South without telling me you don't know anything about the South. But Clay Travis mentioned this the other day, is there is no place on earth I'd rather have a flat tire or have car trouble. And because people are so kind to pull over and help you. You still might get murdered. I mean, those kind of things happen. Dateline specials happen in Alabama too. But I mean, it's still a place where people are mostly kind and welcoming, and I think a lot of it is our deep Christian roots, and everybody is wants to treat their neighbor well. I think that's a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean it happens where I'm at, and it still makes me smile and does my heart good where I see a neighbor he's a half mile down the road and up on the hill, and he's had some health things happen, runs a winery up there. And if I'm out and he goes by, he just stops, and I walk out on the road. He's just stopped in the middle of the road. People drive around us while we're visiting. Another gentleman where I was doing walking, apparently he used to own the property that I'm on and sold it to the gentleman who was a preacher of the church. And I'm walking, he just pulls out of a driveway and just stops kitty corner across the road. Not straight, but kitty corner across. somebody, they'll get it. That's not well used, that section. And we're just visiting. He had hip surgery a couple years ago, and we're just BSing. I don't see him that often. But when we see each other, we have a wave, or hey, it's the neighbor across the way over there, half a mile away, and we just stop and visit a minute.
Yep.
So
I mean, that's but that's how country people are, though. I mean,
yeah. And I've told you the story about the gentleman who put my cows in a pen for me while I was still at work, that somebody had let him out. You know, it didn't have to do that. Did it because that's the right thing to do.
right.
You know, you want to help out. I stopped and helped some cows that got out of a pasture a few years back, and boy, they were everywhere. And see the guys, I'm going, man, I need to get these off the road and get them moved. And then here they come, and there was 3 or 4 of us, and we got them put back in the pasture they needed to go in, and it was all taken care of. It took me 10 minutes to stop and help at the end of a work day. I didn't mind. I grew up on working with cattle, so, you know, no biggie to me.
But you got to wonder if it's just the living in the city, no matter where it is. I think even Atlanta, the city, everything changes once you get south of where I live.
Well, it's the cement jungle is what I call it. You're there, you know about this little area right here, this little spot, and everything else is just like your little spot. No, it's not.
Yeah. It makes you myopic. I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about
big words for you today. Jeez.
I know. I say some words.
Coffee today.
Other words I can't redistributive. Anyway,
You must have had your good Hawaiian coffee.
I did have some. Oh yes, Richard sent me some Hawaiian coffee, and fantastic. I mean, low acid. It's very, very good. I had a cup this morning. It's very, very good.
Yeah. I'm on my second one today.
I appreciate that, sir, very much. I've only opened one bag. I haven't tried the other. You sent me 2 different flavors. So
yeah.
I haven't tried.
And those bags, you didn't have to cut them across the top. They've got a little tab that you pop out and zip, and then they seal back shut.
One of them's like that. The other one didn't have it.
Oh, it didn't? Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
I was surprised because I'm like going, what the? And I'm looking at both of them, so I had to cut it, and I've got a little clip on it, so it's okay. But I was surprised. It's like that because otherwise the bags look identical. It doesn't make any sense.
They must have changed process just recently or something.
Another example of how leftist policies don't ever work. We're seeing things in Argentina. Javier Milei, who took office in December 2023, has made some big changes down there. And I think you were saying earlier off the air that they were on the brink of serious financial distress, right?
Oh, their inflation was somewhere pushing 250%, 211%. It was at one time it was higher than that.
Wow.
It was just absolutely ridiculous. And so he came in, and I liked when he was going through, and this one that's on the board, Afuela, dumping away that particular deal that they had was gone. No more in the government. We don't need that one. So
employment, what our version of the labor force participation rate is through the roof, because he has gotten rid of a lot of people on the welfare rolls that don't need to be there. It's like, and it makes you sound like you're anti-poverty or anti-people being on assistance. Everybody needs assistance now and then. I'm very grateful that I haven't needed it, but I know a lot of people that have, and that's fine. But I mean, it's not meant to be for the rest of your life. It's not meant to be a crutch you hang on to from the time you're 23 until you die. I mean, that's how people view it, though. But Javier Milei down in Argentina, his opponent said, and of course this is all this fear mongering, that children would starve with his conservative policies.
Not the children.
The children. Well, child poverty dropped from 70% in 2023 to today is at 42.3%. It still sounds high, but you can't fix everything
almost
overnight.
in half. You're not going to fix those horrible numbers in that overnight.
Yep.
And now you've got other countries in South America that are kind of joining in. And I believe that was the other country we were talking off air, but I do believe Peru was one of them because they didn't like their socialist government, went away. And just yesterday in Colombia, they voted out their socialist guy, and now the socialists are going, this was rigged. In other words, you rigged it, but you didn't rig it enough to get past all the votes that kicked you out. Who else? Venezuela's changing. Venezuela was how quick things can change when you go to socialism. They were number 3 in the world for wealthy countries. Number 3
in the
Western Hemisphere. Number 3. And within one generation, it's at the bottom.
Yep.
Just they had nothing. Yeah, they wanted socialism where everything is fair. Yeah, you're all equally poor now. Congratulations.
Hugo Chavez was a fantastic arm twister. He made it sound like it's going to be so much better. But you've got rich people and you've got poor people. I can fix that, really. So now everybody's poor. Thank you.
That's right. Well, that's Winston Churchill's famous saying, socialism will only equal everyone's misery of being poor.
Exactly. And he was spot on. But they're I think Bolivia was another one of the countries down there that have voted in a conservative.
I believe you're right. Yeah. And from what I hear, Brazil is looking at it because they don't like their socialist leader that's in Brazil. Things are not going well for them.
Well, in Northern South America, they don't have to look very far for a good example of what socialism does. Like you said, Venezuela, it went down quick.
Yes, very quick. From the 90s to the early 2000s, just took a nosedive.
What a beautiful country too. I mean, it's just an absolute beautiful country. And hopefully it will be that way again. I mean, it's in shambles.
Well, they had 8 million people left the country.
Yeah.
They managed to skippity scoot out, going through the jungles and stuff to get out of that country. Just not a good place to be.
And really down there in the southern part of Central America, there's a spot right there that is extremely difficult to cross. It's just nothing but swamp. And it makes unless you have the paved highway, the Pan American Highway, which goes down through that way. I mean, if you're not on that highway, you're just not going to get anywhere. I mean, it's really bad. Anyway, the inflation rate in Argentina has dropped from 211% down to 32%, and it's continuing to fall today. So that's positive news for them down there.
Well, isn't that still, that's right at 170 some percent drop. That's pretty good, actually.
That's extremely good. And they did nothing but print money. They printed money like crazy.
Same thing in Venezuela. It was just as higher. There, I've seen pictures where at their dump, their trash pile, money just floating away where it's just paper.
The other one, Zimbabwe, was a perfect example. They did the same kind of thing, and it was like a loaf of bread cost like $1 million in Zimbabwe. Yeah. Like incredible that you blow your nose in a dollar bill. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
By the way, the EU Parliament recently had a vote, and this vote was to deport illegal immigrants, and the vote went 418 to 218. After the vote, they were shouting, and get this. Here we go.
The first reading of Parliament is closed.
They were saying, send them back. So
that's what it was. And I was shocked. I heard that they had voted to do that. And I went, wow, it must have been close. And then I saw the numbers and went, oh my, their countries are fed up with it too.
There's a glimmer of hope for the EU. There's still some really bad lefties over there that are in charge. But I was talking to my friend Chris James this morning, and he lives in the UK. He says, in France, it's really gotten bad. If you walk through Paris, we were talking about the rapes in the UK, but in Paris, it's really bad. And I don't know about Berlin, but all through Germany, I mean, it's so bad that I think people have finally gotten fed up, and they like, as far as income equity, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Maybe capitalism is the answer, and that's at least part of the answer.
Yeah, you bring in third world countries, and you bring in third world problems. With their ideology does not match the Western world at all. Period. They're still living 800, 1,000 years ago.
You know, and I've always asked this question, and nobody's got a good answer for me. But if I'm a Muslim and I'm living in Syria or Iraq or whatever, why in the world would I move to a country that is considered Christian or considered even, whatever, where a bunch of white people are, or just people who don't see the world through the same lens as you whatsoever? Why would I want to move there? I mean, what's the draw? And I really believe we're in a spiritual warfare. I truly believe that, because Muslims, we're not congruent with Muslims as far as Western world is. We're just not. And you can call it racist, you can call it whatever, or anti-Islamic or whatever you want to call it. They're anti-Christian. They're anti-Jew.
Their ideology does not match with the Western world, period. They're, like I say, they are still living the way that things were written and done 2,000 years ago.
Sure.
And it's like, no, that's not, the world doesn't work that way.
Grown men were marrying 13-year-olds and raping little boys. And it's like, no. I mean, I've heard some stories from guys that were stationed in Afghanistan, and I'm like,
you just don't want to hear them.
I don't even want to reiterate what they said. It's terrible stuff. We're up against a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Auntie Kamala. As a matter of fact, we haven't had this segment in quite a while.
Sure?
She was on Don Lemon's podcast the other day, and yeah, well, you'll have to hear it. It's the best. So hang in there. We'll be right back.
The old guys return with more Stay Off My Lawn in just a minute. God help us.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Restroom Toilet Paper Refiller.
Mr. Restroom Toilet Paper Refiller.
Without your undying commitment, we might find ourselves trapped in a stall, armed only with our newspaper.
Oh, I need you now.
Like a brave soldier, you storm hostile territory, delivering much-needed supplies to your men.
Oh.
Should you leave one roll, or two, or perhaps that giant 10-pound super roll?
Keep rolling.
While others rest, you can't, because somewhere there's a guy with his pants around his ankles doing the bunny hop in search of a fresh roll. So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, master of the men's room, because if you don't do your business, we can't do ours.
Is there anybody out there?
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
I want to thank Steve in the booth for keeping us on track today, and he's good.
He's done well. I think our little hiatus that we had, I think he might have been somewhere, because I don't hear much from him. Well, good for you, Steve. Yes, he was. He was at a trying to get clean facility, and it seems to be working, because boy, we've just not had any problems since we come back off a hiatus. I mean,
It doesn't
we didn't
smell
do a
like
show.
bourbon or vomit or anything anymore.
No,
I mean,
I know. Good
yeah.
for him. I think that's wonderful. Yeah, I know. He laughs a little more than he used to.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know he had teeth. I'll be honest with you. He's doing better. He's doing better. He doesn't speak to me too much. He likes you better than me. So.
Well, he's hard to understand. That hasn't changed.
I think he's just jealous of my hairline. That's kind of what it is. I mean, who isn't really?
Sure, I know. I am.
Sure. Let's go with that. Auntie Kamala was on Don Lemon's podcast, and he asked her about hope, which her answer forces us to bring back this segment.
It's Auntie Kamala's Wisdom of the Week.
We each have light inside of us. And we need to know that that is what inspires our hope as much as anything external to ourselves. And when we feel that and not allow an election or an individual to dampen that light, and instead let that light kind of carry us, in particular through moments of darkness, that we not only act on that hope, but we inspire that hope in each other. It is so important that we not only have hope, but that we understand that that should be a verb, which means that hope has to go hand in hand with action.
What?
What? Huh? And hope is a verb, isn't that hopefully? I mean,
That would be an adverb, hopefully, I think. I think it was
I don't know.
hopeful, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think
But
she
what
knows what
was
a verb
funny,
is.
and this is where sometimes I wish we're going to be trying to do more of putting the actual video clips on that we get the audio from. Don Lemon was sitting there going, I
Deer in
mean,
the headlights.
he couldn't get rid of it because it was like she's saying something, but
Nobody knows what it is.
and it was just sitting there. He had no clue, and she was, and that, the words weren't coming out right.
Hang on, Don. Let me wet my whistle.
Oh Lordy!
She's going to be next president, though. I mean,
Oh, sure she is.
this is what we have to look forward to. You know, the one
But
positive.
America won't vote for a woman. Okay, not that one.
I mean, there's a lot of women I'd vote for. I'd vote for Harmeet Dillon if she was eligible. I'm not sure if she is, but I'd vote for what's the other lady who just left the Department of National Intelligence?
Gray hair, but
Yeah, I can't think of her name off the top of my head.
all of a
There's
sudden
a lot of
you
women.
went to ask me, and I went, I don't know.
Can't think of her name. Beautiful lady. Anyway,
Very
there's
bright.
there's a few people that I would vote for.
Yeah.
I mean, it has nothing to do with, again, conservatives don't look at skin color, sex. I don't care. I mean, if you're qualified, you're doing the right thing, I don't care. But you just got to be qualified. I don't want to, like when Biden picked Kamala for vice president, he had narrowed it down. He had already said, I remember hearing this clip.
I will have a female vice president.
And a black female vice president. He said he was gonna pick somebody of color. I think is how he said it. I'm like,
And
okay.
she's Indian.
Well, her dad was from Jamaica, so I mean, okay. Well, Jamaicans, a lot of them came from Africa, but a lot of them came from Britain too. I mean, they came from a lot of different places. So you just don't know. You just don't know. When she won the Senate race, Tulsi Gabbard. When she ran for the Senate seat in California, I think she claimed that she was an Indian American. I believe Kamala did back in the day.
Yes.
So, okay, whatever. I mean,
Whatever
like I said,
suits you. She has family pictures with her mom in Indian garb.
and you know what? I don't care about that. That doesn't
I
matter.
don't care what just pick a lane and stay in it, okay? Not whatever's convenient at the time.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
She's still
Obama,
serving up and shoveling the word
and
salad.
I don't even think she knows if even some of the liberal press are like going, that was a word salad that we haven't heard in quite a while. So, I mean,
And I think it might have been the word salad, the salad that's already been used.
yeah,
We'll just leave it at that.
too much Hidden Valley Ranch on that word salad. Too much. Obama's presidential library opened last week, which, by the way, have you seen pictures of this thing?
Yes. They were interviewing folks 2-3 months ago going, this is the ugliest building they're taking forever to get it built, and it is so ugly.
And supposedly you said it was budgeted for how much?
Somewhere close to 400 million, and it was 850 million or close to that. Yeah, it was only over budget by
double.
Yeah.
And they tried to use minority contractors, which again, I don't care. I don't care who builds the
You
thing.
know, if they can do a
You know
good
how to
job,
build
I
a
could
house.
care less who owns the business.
I don't care. But a lot of them have said they haven't been paid. Fox News' Harris Faulkner was talking to a guy named Mike Owens of Anderson Plumbing. He was the CEO of Anderson Plumbing, which put in the plumbing, obviously, in this facility. And this is what he had to say specifically.
When was the last time you got paid?
We were supposed to be paid this past Thursday or Friday because of the holiday.
Did you get paid?
No, not yet.
Not any of it. Not any of the 4 million that you're out of now.
No, we're still waiting for that.
Are they saying they're going to pay you, Mike?
They are. What bothers me is against my best judgment, we went ahead and provided labor for them before the opening, and it was very transactional. The trust is gone.
You know, and it seems like, and I've worked with contractors, and I know you have too, normally you pay half up front so they can buy the materials and do the whole thing. Apparently, that's not how this works. It's like, oh, I get to work on the thing for Obama because they're only hiring minorities and this would be good for my business. Maybe, but it blew up in their face so far.
I've had a couple of large voiceover projects that were done that way. They were done in what they call milestones. Okay, yeah. You did this much. We like that. Everything's good. Now you get to do some more, and then they would pay some more. It would be
does that a lot. Yeah.
Yes. So it's one of those things where, you know, the same deal, but he's owed $4 million, and there are several contractors that are having to file for bankruptcy because they can't keep doing this, and they've got suppliers hounding them that you bought stuff from us and we haven't been paid. That's because I haven't been paid. And you know, it's that trickle down theory that the Dems don't do so well with.
Yeah. And this may not be Obama's fault specifically, but I mean, it lays at his feet. His name's on the building. I mean,
is it really not his fault?
Well, I mean, his general contractor probably is the one who's handling all the money. I don't think Obama's writing the checks personally, but I mean, his general contractor obviously is not doing a great job. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how all that shakes out. But right now, a lot of people have not been paid, and it's been a debacle. Plus, it's just ugly. $850 million for something that I don't know. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's Chicago.
It's just flat not attractive in any way, shape, or form. But Biden can get lost in it, especially when he's left on stage and they turn the lights out and he's going, Jill, anybody? Where am I supposed to?
Everybody left him. The poor guy was on stage kind of like going, he called for somebody. Where's my daughter? That's what he said.
That's what it was, yeah.
Where's daughter was. I'm like going, was your daughter even there? He talks to people who aren't there anyways. I mean, it's like, talks to dead people, you know. And it's not even Patrick Swayze from The Sixth Sense. So I don't even know who he's talking to. But anyway, moving on, we sometimes hear about a color revolution that we're in the middle of. And a lot of people are unfamiliar with that term and really what it means as far as how it's pulled off. And it's and if you look at some of the KGB and some of the Russian infiltration into our educational system and everything, they called it subversion. And, you know, so anyway, this young lady who calls herself Defender of the Republic, and you can find her on Instagram. She broke it down very perfectly to me, and it was really, really good. This goes on about 3 minutes, but she hits a lot of bullet points, and it actually goes very quickly. So here's what this color revolution is all about.
You've now probably heard political experts over and over refer to the fact that what we're witnessing is a color revolution, and they're right. And let me explain why. A color revolution is a communist globalist playbook to take over a country without tanks actually rolling down Main Street. It's how they flipped places like Serbia, Georgia, Ukraine, and they tried to flip a dozen others. The same exact playbook every single time. This is how they do it. 1, they demonize the leader of the people who they actually voted for. 2, they flood the country with chaos like riots, open borders, economic pain. 3, they weaponize the courts, the media, and big tech to finish him off. And 4, they install a puppet who sells the country out to China and the UN. And that's not theory, that's the manual. They opened it on us in the United States the day Donald Trump won in 2016. And here's how they ran it on us step by step. From 2016 to 2020, they gave us the Russia collusion hoax, FBI spying, 2 fake impeachments, Antifa burning cities while CNN called it fiery but mostly peaceful, and the goal was to make you hate the guy you voted for. In 2020, we had 2 a.m. ballot dumps, boarded up windows, 51 Intel agents lying about Hunter's laptop, Zuckerberg dropping $400 million to help count votes in Democrat cities. And the goal there was to steal the election while calling you a conspiracy theorist for noticing. From 2021 to 2024, we had Joe Biden opening the border on day one, 12 million plus illegals, military-age men from China and Venezuela and all over the world, free flights, free hotels, free EBT cards, all on your dime. Cities collapse, crime explodes, schools and hospitals break. The goal, to make Americans feel like strangers in their own country. Then from 2021 to 2025, 91 felony charges, Mar-a-Lago raided, gag orders, mug shots. They didn't want to just beat Trump. They wanted to break him and every future patriot who dares to run. Look at what they did to Charlie Kirk. That is a textbook color revolution. But on November 5th, 2024, the American people looked this Marxist coup dead in the eye and said, not today. 312 electoral votes, popular vote landslide, the biggest Hispanic and Black Republican turnout ever. We pulled off the greatest peaceful counter-revolution in world history. But the deep state isn't done. The same snakes who funded BLM riots, the Ukraine coup, and Arab Spring still sit in the FBI, CIA, big tech, and the universities. They'll try again in 2026 or in 2028, but now you know the game. Every time you see another mostly peaceful riot, sudden experts all using the same scripted words, a new crisis 2 weeks before an election, you're watching the Color Revolution playbook live on American soil. Never forget what they tried to do to us. Back mass deportations. If we have no border, we have no country. Protect every America First fighter willing to swing the axe on the swamp. Teach your kids the truth. Communism didn't die in 1991. It just died its hair purple and moved to Washington. This is still the United States of America. We are still the home of the brave, and the brave do not bow to color revolutions. Recognize what is happening. Stare it in the face, speak out against it, and then we finish taking our country back, one closed border, one drained swamp, and one restored republic at a time. We need to support our president in taking all necessary measures to do just that.
Yeah, I think that when you look at color revolution, that's you don't think about. I mean, it's kind of a weird name for it. So I mean, you don't really understand what it means. It just means that without firing a shot, and just like I think it was Khrushchev said back in the day that America will be taken over without firing a shot, and that was actually the KGB playbook.
And
So-
and the lefty media is not liking things as was evident of what's happening at CBS for the 60 Minute show. Scott Pelley thought they'll never get rid of it. What? What do you mean clean out my desk? What? He got huffy puffy and wasn't going to do what they wanted. They got rid of him. It didn't take long. And
And
we
so-
played during the pandemic, or no, it was it was sometime when we kind of got started with stuff that, 36 TV stations, somebody had taken all, were all talking about different things, 36 of them, and they were saying the same thing at exactly the same thing, word for word at the same time, and it all blended together. That's a little scary, and they're trying to do that again. They keep telling us, "Oh, what you're seeing is not real. What we're telling you is," and there are those that are using the propaganda from Iran, and I have run across a couple of folks on YouTube that are. I'm going, nobody else is saying that, but where are you getting? He's taking all of a sudden they started putting two and two together. Because I'm not hearing what he was saying from anybody else. All of a sudden, it was the propaganda coming from Iran, and he was using that. Oh, America's losing. What are you smoking? They have no army. They have no. Their air force has been decimated. Their navy is at the bottom of the Gulf. It's like, what?
I saw a thing where one of the producers from, I don't know, the 60 Minutes or the Nightly News, remember he used to anchor the Nightly News, where he would have them do these promos, and his thing was taking off his glasses and looking all smart. Like he was very, and it was like he would do that for the cameras. He would make sure you get me taking off my glasses. I'm like,
because he practiced that in front of a mirror at home.
I mean, that obviously I didn't because that was terrible. But I mean, he did it great.
If I take mine off, it's like.
But I look better immediately.
Where did everybody go?
I look just like when my wife's glasses are dirty. It's just like she likes me better. I think because.
Well, the same thing with me. Isn't that a quickie dink?
Have you heard this big lie? And of course, this is the media again. Big lie that some people in the media and political world. I'm trying to think. Amy Klobuchar was one of them.
And pushing it. They're all saying exactly the same thing again.
$300 billion of taxpayer money is going to Iran. Not true, folks. Not true at all.
Nope.
And as you guessed, New York is actually putting up another, and this is just more of that whole thing. They're putting up another straight up socialist to run for office. They're in the 13th district. Bill Maluzhin actually talked about this, and here's that story.
New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani is standing firmly by the side of a fellow Democratic socialist running for Congress in New York. And this is a person who has said a lot of things that raise a whole lot of eyebrows and has basically taken about as far left positions as you can guess. Daria Lisa Avila Chevalier. She's running for Congress in New York's 13th district. She has said a number of things in now deleted posts between 2018 and 2022 on social media, including that she wants to abolish borders, abolish prisons, and police is abolishing all those things is, quote, possible, necessary, and the only moral way forward. She has also said that all deportation is wrong and, quote, yes, literally abolish the border. She's also made some anti-American comments saying, quote, this country is a effing disgrace. In another post, she also added, quote, I forgot to get napkins, so I just wiped my hand on the American flag behind me in yet another post. Now, New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders were both campaigning for Chevalier in New York on Thursday.
And that, my friends, is why we need to elect Daria Lisa Avila Chevalier. Dari is exactly who the people of the Bronx and Upper Manhattan deserve representing them in Congress.
The next 4 days, everybody here and everybody in the city has got to work hard to make sure that Brad and Claire and Daria Lisa become the next congresspeople for New York City.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, if you hate America that bad, why do you want to be in Congress? I don't get it.
Well, and the gentleman that has covered up his swastika tattoo, that if you've ever heard him speak, it's like, you were in the service? What the?
So it's a Marine Corps.
He's got a screw loose.
Yeah, well, and the Marine Corps, like I said, and I've got some friends in the Marine Corps, and they're fine. But I mean, there's some people from the Marine Corps who's like, they, a lot of them avoid prison to go to the Marines back in the day. I mean, that was what you did.
There was some of that. Yeah, that $330 billion is not coming from U.S. taxpayers. Some of it's coming from other Middle Eastern countries, investors and stuff. And some of it is coming from money that's been frozen that is not for Iran. You're not going to get to use it unless you use it right. That is not coming from American taxpayers. And some of that money also is going to go to, well, like the airport that Iran bombed and blew up a whole terminal in Kuwait. That's going to get fixed with money from this and from Iran. They're going to, you blow somebody up, you're going to use your own money to fix it.
Well, and that's the thing. This is all from surrounding countries in Asia that are investing in Iran because Iran has got a lot of natural resources. There's a lot of great people that live in Iran. I mean, you think about prior to this whole Arab takeover that Iran went through back in 1979.
Oh, yeah, in the 70s, they looked like if you were to walk down the street, you would think you're in an American city or something. They were very westernized. They were all very wealthy. Things were going good. And then the Ayatollah came in and it went, any money that was available went to making war immediately.
And it's just, And really, I feel bad. Again, it's sort of like the whole thing with Ukraine and Russia. There's a lot of good people in both those countries that I hate that their sons and maybe even daughters, I don't know how they work that over there, but have gone off to this war that is ridiculous. That so many people have died, and in Iran it's the same way. So many, yeah, same kind of thing, and it's normally in war, it's the normal people, everyday people that are working for their families that end up paying the price, and it breaks my heart for people of Iran. It really does.
Yeah.
And
the Iranian people want that Ayatollah gone just as bad as everybody else does, but what are they going to do? Go up against machine guns with sticks and forks?
Yeah. They don't have a chance.
Nope.
I'm cautiously optimistic that this deal with Iran hasn't been signed yet. They do have this memorandum of understanding, but I think J.D. Vance is in Switzerland right now hammering out some of the details. But hopefully something good comes of it. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him, this leadership over there. So, I mean, if Trump trusts him, maybe, but I mean, if we get some left-wing wacko in the White House in 2028, are they just going to rip up that agreement and let Iran do whatever they want? Probably.
Yeah, well, let's hope not.
Yeah.
And then we have some positive news.
Yeah,
Isn't it
we
nice?
do. The media here and all over the world really love to hate on America and Americans, but for soccer fans all over the world that are here for the World Cup, they all seem to be in agreement. It's not what they've been told. Here's a couple of clips. Richard said he heard about 10 minutes of these clips. I've only got a couple of them.
There was a gentleman this morning I happened to watch, and he put, I think there was like 11 of them or something in a row. It was like 11 minutes, and they each had a little blip of they were, I mean, to be full of joy because you have a tall, cold cup of soda pop. They don't put ice in your soda over in England or in Europe. You get a warm glass of, ew.
Ew, exactly. It's like if I don't get enough ice at Chick-fil-A drive-through in my sweet tea, then I'm not a happy person. So, I mean, that 2026 problems. So anyway, here's some of these international soccer fans and what they think of America.
The media portrays Americans as rude, lazy, all the above, and it's further from the truth. The amount of hospitality and kindness and care and pride Americans hold is truly like no other country I've been to.
Americans, come closer. I went somewhere last night. I went to a steak house, a steak place. Mamma mia. Medium rare, rib eye, attached with wine. I swear I have never tasted steak this good in my entire life. Oh Lord Jesus, we have barbecue in Africa. We don't have steak. It's black barbecue we are doing over there. What a steak! The place is called Longhorn. Is it Longhorn? Jesus Christ. Let me not even talk about the Mexican restaurant I went to 2 days ago where they gave me chips and red sauce for free. Before I could order my food, I was already full. No need to order food. You guys are on some crazy
Guys, what is going on in the South?
Seriously, life over here is completely different to what we've experienced before. The people are so friendly and welcoming. The pace of life over here seems like time has slowed down. Everything is chilled out. Since we got here, I feel like our stress levels...
Blood pressure's lowered.
Blood pressure has lowered.
I mean, obviously the media is lying about how bad it is here in America.
Yeah. That last couple I've been following on YouTube for a while, they rented an RV and they've been to 20 states.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they've seen Bryce Canyon in Utah, and just if you've never been to that, it is just amazing what the good Lord made down there. It's just insane. But they've been all across the states, and so it's not just, well, we're here in one spot. They've been across them and the people are pretty much the same everywhere we've been, have been so nice and giving, and you're hearing that from other people. A gentleman who You get a free refill? And he goes, well, it was a big glass, like about like this or something. And he sucked it all down, had the ice in it. And the waitress came out, would you like it? And he goes, a free refill? She goes, yeah, would you like it? Yeah. And he's going, I'm going to get one for free. Can I have another one after I'm done with this one?
And if it's soda, you get free diabetes with it too.
Yeah, that's right.
Goodness.
Oh, yeah, the portions. There's a British guy that was eating biscuits and gravy for the first time and went, well, it doesn't look particularly appetizing.
Looks like somebody ate it yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, takes a big bite and goes, oh, good Lord, that's fantastic. And he just starts chowing down.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy when it was made right. Yeah.
My wife makes it from scratch. There's no semi-homemade. It's like fry up the sausage and then make the gravy out of it, and then it goes on biscuits and maybe even goes on if we have some scrambled eggs, I'll throw it on there. Oh, yummy.
It's like my friends from up north. It's like, a lot of them don't have, at least on the East Coast, they don't eat biscuits and gravy. They don't eat grits. They don't eat a lot of stuff that we have here in the South. And it's like, once you get past the look of grits, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, I love grits.
Sorry, no, thank you.
See,
never cared for oatmeal mush, or not oatmeal, but
cream of wheat.
Yeah, cream of. My daughters and the wife love it, and it's like, no thanks.
I
So
had
when I
cream of
got
wheat
to
when I
try
was a kid.
grits, yes, I have tried grits. Yes, I have tried okra. Oh, God, that is the
Okra.
nastiest.
Oh, one of my favorite vegetables. You're maligning one of my favorite vegetables.
I are not from the South where we have that up here, and no.
You do you eat turnip greens and collard greens and stuff like that? Collard greens.
Now, my grandparents used to, because they were from Missouri. So
okay. Turnip greens are a little bitter to me,
Yeah,
but
they-
collard greens are outrageous.
yeah, it's like eating kale. Don't care for that either.
Well, anyway, apparently life here in the U.S., even though a lot of the young people here in the U.S. have bought into this whole idea that America's terrible.
Oh, they're all victims. Oh,
Not according to other people. So
nope. It's
put that in your
the
pipe
best
and
place.
smoke it.
You keep hearing this from folks saying the same thing. This is the best, most fantastic. I have never been to anything. They're just good. They're going, I have been lied to.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. It's still the best country on the planet. Are we? And we were talking about this off the air. Do we have issues? Do we have problems? Are we perfect? Not even close.
Nope.
But we are still the best thing going today. So.
Darn straight. And nothing has lifted more people out of poverty than capitalism. You can say about it what you want. You keep saying, oh, it's big businesses. Most of the big businesses started out in somebody's garage, i.e. HP. The guys spending and working on for weeks on end, and all you see is empty pizza boxes, making Microsoft go.
Elon Musk started off with nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So,
I mean-
say what you want, but also Elon Musk has over 160,000 people working for him.
Yep.
If you didn't have Elon Musk and his businesses, that's a lot of people unemployed or
Yeah.
doing something else that's not paying as well as that.
Right.
So, say what you want. You're all full of beans.
And if you're invested in his 401k and his SpaceX program, you're doing really good right now.
Oh yeah, 4,400 people that are now instant millionaires. Poof.
Millionaires from that IPO. Absolutely.
Gee, isn't he a generous soul? But companies over the last 15, 20 years have come to realize if you're not treating people right, they go somewhere else and you don't have a workforce. And they've kind of, they're doing things the right way to deal with your employees. Don't say, oh, they just do it. No, they want to put money back into the business to make it bigger, to hire more people, to get more this stuff going. So anyway.
Well, my son has made pretty good money just from the company he's worked. He didn't make a lot when he first started there, but I think they went through so much turnover. I think they realized that we need to pay people better and treat them better, and it's turned out good for him to stick in. I told him to just hang with it for a while. You got benefits, You got little girls. You need to just hang in there. And, financially, he's doing okay. It's factory work, but that's what I did too. I mean, he grew up watching me do it. So.
Yeah, I was a lump of running laundry routes and training people.
There's nothing
I
wrong
enjoyed
with
it.
work. Nothing wrong with it at all.
Nope, nobody's looking over my shoulder. I enjoyed being out and about every single day. So.
Well, hey, here's a Paul Harvey rest of the story about a word that we all use at least some of the time, and it's entomology. That is another word I have today. It was in my bank, so I might as well spend it.
Wow.
So here we go.
The rest of the story. Mr. Joshua Tatum was a dignified, well-dressed, cultured-appearing man to begin with, beyond which there was the glow of kindness in his eyes, so when he strode into the Boston tobacconists that day in 1883, the proprietor had no reason to be skeptical, none at all. What happened was this, and follow me closely now. The genteel gentleman placed a brand-new $5 gold piece on the counter and pointed to a box of the shop's finest 5-cent cigars. The shopkeeper smiled, withdrew one of the cigars from its box, presented it to the customer along with $4.95 in change. Clear enough? $5 gold piece, 5-cent cigar, $4.95 in change. Well, Mr. Tatum did a lot of shopping like that around Boston that year, and he grew rich thereby. Why is the rest of the story. For in 1883, the United States Mint unveiled a completely new design for the nickel. It was based on the ubiquitous Liberty coins of that era. In fact, the front or obverse of the new nickel was nearly identical to that of the current $5 gold piece. Equally interesting, the back or the reverse of the new nickel prominently displayed the Roman numeral V for 5 without specifying 5 what. So you had the Liberty obverse and the motto E pluribus unum with just plain 5 on the reverse. So yes, if only the new nickel were gold in color, it might easily have passed for the contemporary $5 gold piece, and it did. For no sooner were the new nickels placed in circulation than the unsuspicious-appearing Joshua Tatum obtained a great many of them and gold-plated them. With a reserved smile, he began cruising the stores, downtown Boston first, eventually all over New England. Finally, after successfully passing several thousands of his numismatic hybrids, Mr. Tatum was caught. By the time the case went to trial, the prosecution was thoroughly prepared. A seemingly endless procession of merchants were willing to testify to variations on the theme that you've observed. The defendant would point to a 5-cent item, he would present what looked like a $5 gold piece, and he would receive $4.95 in change. Then it was the defense attorney's turn. Had Mr. Tatum ever once requested change? No. Was it illegal to plate United States coins with gold? No. Final witness for the defense was Joshua's personal physician. Indeed, the doctor testified his patient was utterly mute, completely deaf, could neither have stated nor have asked, nor have heard anything during encounters with the store clerks. The jury acquitted Mr. Tatum of all charges against him, following which he strode from the courtroom and into obscurity. But the world would hear from him again, and again, and again, and again. As for the nickel in question, it remains a rare one to this day, as the Mint hastened to add the letters CENTS to all nickels subsequent. And Joshua Tatum, who made a fortune gold-plating common sense, how often we have taken his name Joshua in vain. For it is in the execution of the perfect ruse that one is said to be joshing. Well, now you know why. Because now you know the rest of the story.
Ah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
And I wonder how many people today have ever heard that. Oh, you're joshing me.
Yeah, maybe it is an old-fashioned saying, but I mean, it's something that I used when I was growing up.
Oh, I've heard it a lot. Yeah, I don't think I use it as much as maybe I used to. I don't know.
Probably not. Probably not. But this is probably from the this Paul Harvey story is probably from 1978 or something. So I mean,
or 58, or it's
could be.
Say.
I mean,
yeah, he sounded pretty much the same up until the 90s when he started getting older. So
his voice is starting to crack there towards the end. But
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, joshing around. I had no idea. So they had me on that one. So, well, we hope you were somewhat informed and had fun like we did. Don't forget, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon Smart Speaker. You can just go, Alexa, please stay off my lawn, please. And she might. I'm hoping mine doesn't right now. But anyway, you can find us on Rumble and YouTube too. So.
What, we had fun today?
Oh yeah, no, I hate having fun.
I leave here and it's like, I gotta touch my legs. It's like, no, they can't be that stupid. Yeah, they are, and it's hilarious to us. And if you can't find all those podcasts,
seriously what we do.
That's right. Be
Different
seriously
colors
funny.
Anyway.
You can just visit our good old website of stayoffmylawn.us for all our past and present episodes.
We'll see you next week, folks.
Totals, and thanks so much, folks. We're now in 95 countries. Yes, we counted it twice just to make sure we're not lying to you.
And we appreciate
Yeah. We appreciate you telling a friend and passing the word on. It means a lot to us. Thanks a lot, folks. We'll be here again with a lot of fun next week. Totals. Well, we had fun and hope you did too. The opinions heard here today are not those of anyone other than Mike and Richard. If it made you laugh or go, or even, then we've done our job. Sort of. Well, mostly anyway. And if we made you think about things in a common sense manner, we welcome you to the club. And if it didn't, then just stay off my lawn. See you next time.